How you doing today, guys? As always, on the weekends at the traditional Shaving Evangelist channel, Irish coffee. And then we go straight into the topic. So today, I'm going to try to answer the question about Martin de Candre soaps and is it worth $65? So first, let's talk about the soap. I think it's pretty much unanimous that this is a great soap. People may like it at the top of their list or have it at the top of the list, and some don't like it as much, but this is a great soap. It has an excellent scent. I love it. It's fern type scent. This is fougere, if I didn't say that. And there is a lot of product in this container. Now, I've cut a sample off here for my friend Tom Brim, the professor. There's a little bit missing from the jar for that sample. But apart from that, the thing about Martin de Candre is it's almost literally as soon as the wet brush hits the soap, it begins to lather. It takes very little product to lather easily. So you'll get a lot of mileage out of this container. So from a volume perspective, maybe it's worth $65. But the real question here is it truly worth $65 all the way around? And what I would say to you there is it worth the money to buy a Porsche or a Mercedes when you can buy a Ford Focus to perform the same purpose? Is it worth it to buy a Spyderco Delica $80 pocket knife when you can buy a $5 cheapo to perform the same purpose? That's up to you to decide whether Martin de Candre is worth $65. For some people, it is. For some people, it isn't. For me, I think it's a great soap. Would I pay $65 again? I don't know. I'm going to have to use more soaps, and I've used a lot, but I'm going to have to use a lot more before I can make that determination. What I do know is this soap is going to go a long way, particularly since I have a very long soap rotation. But the answer to the question is, no one can tell you whether Martin de Candre is worth $65. So don't ask. Really, that's what it comes down to. Don't ask. Because there's no point in asking, because that's highly subjective. There's just no way to answer that question. It may be worth it for me, may not be worth it. The Stallion, Anthony Esposito, he loves it. He thinks it's worth every bit of that. I'm on the fence about it. It's not my number one soap. I do like it, however. It's a great soap. It's not my number one soap. Right now, Tiki holds that spot. And it's a lot cheaper than this, I must say. So, with any shaving product, what I'm really getting to is, when you see the question about is it worth it, that's really not a good question. Because everyone's answer could be different. You can ask, is it a good product? Do you like the product? But is it worth it? It's really not a good question. It's not a stupid question, but it's not a good question. So keep that in your mind when you're asking questions in the forum and say, well, is it worth it? And I just can't answer that for you, nor can anyone else. And if they tell you it's worth it to them. So keep that in mind. Now, as always, we say have a great day and have a great shave. See you.